ANC spokesperson Pule Mabe joins us now from the Northwest. Good evening, Mr. Mabe. Thank you very much for your time. Your statement acknowledges that you are going through a challenging period. Now, what do you regard as your biggest challenges at the moment?
No, thanks, Vuyo, and once more, evening to the viewers of ENCA. One amongst the challenges that were raised, especially by this specific report, were matters that had to do with the leadership questions, divisions within the organization, how we are acting on issues like craft and all of that. And what we have done is that at the 54th National Conference, we were seized with such, and we had developed a consistent program that began to talk to issues of unity, issues of renewal, issues of unity and cohesion as well. What you have seen is that immediately after the election of the National Executive Committee, the officials led the charge in visiting and extending a hand to various provinces, visiting traditional leaders, going to the churches and all of that as part of their own program on the revolutionary pilgrimage. Because we did acknowledge that part of what could be done to assert the authority of the African National Congress on the ground is to be able to deal with these challenges and make sure that our structures and members are seen to be working and pulling as one.
Now, that video that we've been playing the whole day of your members howling your Treasurer General doesn't suggest that you're making progress.
Well, we did have a meeting today in the Northwest Province. We had met with the Provincial Executive Committee and had reflected on the outcomes of various of these regional meetings that took place yesterday. I can assure you, viewer and the viewers of ENCA, that when the National Working Committee meet in the following week, it will be able to reflect on the facts that were put forward, what were the outcomes of the different meetings that had taken place, and what was the cause of those meetings, especially the one in Ruth Mumpati, which was unable to really conclude with its intended business. Once all of that is done, the African National Congress will be able to come back and relay its position on the matter.
Are you entertaining at all the call for the Northwest's Provincial Executive Committee to be disbanded?
Well, I can tell you that what the National Working Committee is doing when it came to this province, it is coming here with an open mind to allow all of the cadres in the province, including our own structures, as was the case yesterday, to be able to participate in the various regional meetings that were organized, make a reflection on their own issues. Once such reflections are made, the leadership will then be able to then say what are the views or what are the kind of measures that need to be taken considering the situation that obtains in the province to allow, one, to be able to unite our own cadreship in the province, two, ready our own structures to be able to work and focus on the 2019 general elections, because that period is also fast approaching. We need everyone within our own structures to be galvanized towards that immediate task.
But are you entertaining at all the calls for the provincial executive to be disbanded?
That's why, comrade, that's why, Vuyo, what I'm saying is that we are allowing, there are various views that are being raised. You will remember that the National Working Committee has done an exercise like this previously in KwaZulu-Natal. So this exercise will be happening effectively across all of the provinces. We do this as part of assessing the state of the organization. We also allow ourselves to get views from our own structures on what could be the issues on the ground. Of course, you will find that your own comrades on the ground raise quite a number of issues, you know, so of the African
Okay, we've lost that line, unfortunately, to the ANC's spokesperson, Pule Mabe. It looks like we've re-established it. Let's... Pule, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Budvuyo.
Okay, now one would imagine that the provincial executive has had an opportunity to state its case and respond directly to the various accusations leveled at them. What did they have to say for themselves?
Well, a number of issues have been raised. I can tell you now that there is a commitment that, and this is one issue that the leadership has been taking forward. That's why I used the word that the National Working Committee is not coming here with any predetermined motives and all of that. You are giving all comrades a fair chance to be able to raise their views. You are also doing the same with a structure that is apportioned with the responsibility of leading here in the form of the Provincial Executive Committee. What we will be doing is that when we meet in our own National Working Committee, having considered the different views that shall have been raised by comrades, we will be able to then say what must become a way forward and what kind of a report is supposed to be put forward to make sure that in whatever you do, you make sure that you create stability in the province, you focus your comrades towards unity, you make sure that you could allow the energy to be discharged effectively towards your 2019 general elections.
What are the timelines?
Well, Budvuyo, like I have said, that we are, the National Working Committee, as it is a practice, when it sits, it will have to also reflect on what were its own discoveries when it visited various regions, including the outcomes of its own interactions with the Provincial Executive Committee. And it will also say what are the things that we believe should be done to make sure that the unity project, the renewal project that we are all focused on is further consolidated going into the future.
Mr. Mabe, thank you very much for your time. Let's leave it there for now. The ANC's national spokesperson in the Northwest. Well, let's